What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie here, back with my WWE Backlash 2024 predictions. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to these predictions, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, best one review, and download this episode and follow us. Really helps with the algorithm. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already over on the YouTube channel, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real. So, before we get into the Backlash predictions, just a couple things I do want to address. We Are Wrestling will be doing a live watch-along for Backlash on Saturday afternoon. Unfortunately, I won't be a part of the live watch-along, but Ben will be making his return to We Are Wrestling, doing a live watch-along for Backlash. So guys, if you're looking for somebody to watch the PLE with, Ben will be live here. Unfortunately, I kind of double booked myself that day. I'm not used to these afternoon PLEs, but really cool that WWE can travel overseas and do stuff like this. And the second thing I do want to talk about as well is the new episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast will be coming out later tonight. So if you guys are listening to this on Friday morning, later on tonight, new episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast will be coming out immediately after SmackDown. So it's going to be a very jam-packed weekend for We Are Wrestling. But man, with that being said, let's get into the Backlash predictions. And I gotta say, overall, I think the build-up has been a little lackluster, and I think a lot of that has to do with the transition from WrestleMania to the draft. And they really didn't have a lot of time to build up a lot of these matches to really get me as excited as I normally would be. But I do think that this is going to be I think the card is pretty good and definitely very predictable, I think. I don't see myself getting any matches wrong on this. But anything can happen. So, starting things off, we have a tag team match. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, who will be making his debut. I think that this is going to be a heavy-hitting match. I actually really do like the build-up that they've done with Solo and Tama after WrestleMania. I love this new side of him. I'm very invested in what's happening. I feel like eventually Roman, he is going to get Jimmy and Jay back together, and they're going to be going against Fatu and Tama Tonga. I think Jacob Fatu will be making his debut, helping the Bloodline beat Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. But I do like the pairing of Orton and Owens as well. But I think the Bloodline, they're going to win. Solo actually needs to pick up some more wins. And Tama Tonga, I don't see him losing in his debut, so we're going with the Bloodline. Moving on now to our next match on the card. It is for the WWE Women Tag Team Championships. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kyrie will be defending their titles against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I think that this is going to be a fun match, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see where they go with this, because the Kabuki Warriors, I feel like just won the championships not that long ago. But at the same time, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, they've really picked up a lot of momentum together. I feel like they haven't really wrestled as a tag team enough, so I feel like that's why a lot of us don't really care for these women tag team champions. I feel like we need to get more worthy competitors. I feel like we need to get more TV time for these tag team championships. I think back in the day when NXT had the women tag titles, they were more prestigious than these ones. And that's telling you something. But I definitely see Bianca and Jade winning the tag titles, because I think eventually we're going to get that match with Cargill and Belair, and I feel like they're going to really build this tag team up. They're going to hold the titles for a very long time. And then I could see towards WrestleMania season, Royal Rumble time, that's when I feel like we're going to really get Jade Cargill and Bianca feuding. And then going into WrestleMania, they're going to have this really long storyline. So I definitely think that in order to get there, they have to win the women tag titles to really solidify that relationship. So I'm going to have to go with new women tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I just don't see Cargill losing. And Bianca, she hasn't really picked up any crazy wins. So I think I'm going to go with them. New champs. Damage Control is falling down. But moving on now to our next match on the card. We have a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley will be defending her title against Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. And I gotta say, I am very invested in Tiffany Stratton. I think her transition from NXT to the main roster has been very smooth, and I think that she is definitely going to be a future champion. Naomi, I'm glad that they're able to actually utilize her. I was very nervous that she was going to get lost in the shuffle coming back with really no direction. So I'm kind of happy that Naomi is continuing to get these PLE opportunities and being on TV weekly because she is very talented. And Bayley, she just won the championship, and I like that we're getting a competitive triple threat match. And I definitely think Bayley's title run is not over yet, so Bayley will be retaining her women's championship. But this should be a fun match, and I think Tiffany Stratton and Naomi, they're going to get some really cool spots in this. But moving on now to our next match on the card. It is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Damian Priest will be defending his title against main event Jey Uso. Yeet. And this one is going to be, I think, a really fun match. I think that this definitely has the potential of stealing the show. I think a lot of people are really underestimating Priest's title run, but I feel like people just need to be more patient and really just give this a chance. Obviously, Seth Rollins, he had a great World Championship title run, making this championship very prestigious. Now we have to see what other people can do with it. And this storyline has been a little lackluster, especially even the WWE Championship, because they really didn't have a lot of time. I think they did number one contender matches for like 2 weeks, which when Backlash is like right around the corner, they should have just done it 1 week and then they had more time to really sell us on these matches. But I'm still very invested in seeing what they're going to do with Damian Priest as world champion. I don't see him losing it right away to Jey. I think that there's more benefits to Priest being champion. I really want to see Priest versus Baylor at SummerSlam because I think the Judgment Day, their days are numbered. They've been teasing it for the last few weeks. But I feel like Jey Uso is going to he's going to get screwed somehow, some way. Whether it's the Bloodline coming in trying to help him or the Judgment Day trying to help Priest, and then Priest is going to get more frustrated with the group because he wants to do it on his own, and he's kind of going more down a babyface route. But I don't see Damian Priest losing the championship. He just won it at WrestleMania, so I'm going to have to go with Damian Priest retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. And finally, the main event match at WWE Backlash in France for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Cody Rhodes will be defending his championship against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. This is a dream match right here. This, I think, by itself is worth watching this PLE. I'm so mad that I double booked myself because this match I am going to watch the second I get the opportunity to. I knew AJ Styles was going to get this opportunity. I just wish that we had more time for this build-up because I really wanted to see like how far AJ and Cody can really take this feud. I will say they definitely got me interested with the segments that they've done, but I wish that we had more time. But I definitely think that this is going to be easily the match of the night. I think that this is a great first title defense for the American Nightmare. And I hope that this isn't the last time we get Cody versus AJ, because I think that they're really going to steal the show here. And this could really make Backlash such a good pay-per-view. And this has been something that a lot of fans have been wanting for the longest time. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I think Cody Rhodes will be retaining his championship. His run is far from over, but this should definitely be a must-watch match. You better put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You better make yourself some popcorn in the microwave. You better get yourself a nice cold beverage and watch this match from start to finish. And you better keep those eyes open and not blink, because this is definitely going to be a great match. But that is my predictions for WWE Backlash in France. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I think that these matches are going to be really good. I feel like they're just a little too predictable, and they just didn't have enough time to build up the storylines enough to get me as excited as I would for another PLE. But now, especially with like the WWE draft happening, wrestlers are going to be on their respected brands, I think starting in a couple weeks, because I know there is some trades that are going to be happening. I think that that's when momentum will start picking up. We're going to start seeing new guys like Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes, because I really want to start seeing them on the PLEs. I want to start seeing new faces. But to all the maniacs out there, let me know in the comment section below your predictions for WWE Backlash. Love to hear it down below. Later on tonight, if you're listening to this on Friday, new episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast will be coming out immediately following SmackDown. And Ricky and I, we talk about a lot of good topics for this week. And on Saturday, Ben will be returning to We Are Wrestling for the WWE Backlash live watch-along. So if you're looking for somebody to watch the show with, Ben will be live streaming here. If you guys enjoyed this predictions for Backlash, I know it's not one of our longer ones, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not, We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to this predictions, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel, where you get the best pro wrestling content, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow me over on my social medias, and even my toy channel if you guys are into wrestling figures, Funko Pops, Nickelodeon, late 90s, early 2000s. You can go check that out. Best One Donnie. All the links down in the description box below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.